Snow showers and squalls introducing Arctic air across the Bluegrass State. We'll track the tumbling temperatures coming up.
And as temperatures continue to plunge, the risk of your pipes bursting goes up. What firefighters suggest doing to protect your home.
We sort of bonded together, talked, hugged, and cried.
And how a southern Kentucky community is remembering a teenager killed in a crash last night.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. The dangerously cold temperatures are here and they are still dropping.
We have declared a first alert severe weather day because of the bitter cold air. We have team coverage of the frigid weather. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, who is tracking all this Arctic air for us.
Yeah, guys, the one, I guess, saving grace, at least mentally, is that we're not alone in this. Look at wind chill advisories that are out for, or at least wind chill advisories, for every county east of the Mississippi River, with the exception of counties into far southern parts of Florida, down around Miami. Everybody else east of the Mississippi under some sort of wind chill warning or wind chill advisory. That's when you know when you're dealing with a brutally cold air mass. The entire state of Kentucky with that wind chill advisory already down to -5 in Lexington, 9 below zero into Covington. And as the sun sets, the temperatures drop, the winds continue to crank. You're going to see negative numbers grow deeper, closer to 10, maybe 15 below with a wind chill in the next couple of hours. Now, actual thermometers, not including the wind, it's 11 in Lexington, 12 around us into Richmond, Frankfort, Mount Sterling, Danville, even down into Somerset. 10 already showing up, though, into Moorhead and Covington. Sun is setting. Temperatures will take a tumble very quickly into the single digits. Still dealing with some snow showers and flurries. Beginning to see a decrease across the Lexington metro, but across eastern Kentucky, these snow showers putting down some very quick totals, approaching a ½ inch. Now, it's a fluffy snow, so a lot of that is blowing around. But, guys, traveling down the Mountain Parkway right now, going to be a little treacherous. We will come back in a minute, track the snows, and another Arctic front that shows up on Friday. Hour-by-hour forecast is a busy one, as you can imagine.
Chris, thank you. A big concern with these freezing temperatures is frozen pipes. Those pipes can burst, causing hundreds of dollars in damage.
Our Whitney Wetzel talked to firefighters, and they have some simple precautionary measures you can take to avoid this headache and this mess. She continues our team weather coverage in our top story at 5:30.
It was this exact time last year that firefighters were busy responding to more than 3 times as many calls as what they normally do, most of which were because of frozen pipes. This was the scene on January 8th of last year at an apartment complex on Angliana Avenue around 2 that morning. Students were forced out of their apartments because of burst water pipes that set off the complex's sprinkler system. Thankfully, there hasn't been a repeat of that, at least for now.
When it stays below freezing for several days at a time, that's when we typically see the problems here in Lexington.
Below zero temperatures with bitter cold wind chills are all too familiar around this time of year. That's why firefighters recommend preparing for the worst. One of the best ways to prevent frozen pipes is to allow a trickle of water to run from a cold faucet.
You want to make sure that you keep the heat on in your home even when you're away. Set the heat to a temperature above freezing if you're going to be on vacation and let it go. Keep cabinet doors open so that the pipes under the sink won't bust.
Firefighters also recommend figuring out where your water cutoff valve is around your home. That way, if your pipes would burst, you would be able to stop the water and prevent even more damage. In Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
The Lexington Fire Department does have extra units on duty. They are specifically ready to respond to frozen or burst water pipes.
With temperatures dropping, many communities are working on ways to keep people safe. Lexington has now activated its emergency weather plan. Since many emergency shelters are already full, the city is opening overflow shelters, which are churches. With the city's emergency weather plan now activated, shelter hours have been extended, and LexTran is now offering free rides to homeless shelters. Many people tell us they depend on these shelters to survive the cold.
And I don't think they could really make it without this Hope Center being open. They're saving lives and saving people too.
Shelters that are operating on extended hours will be open through Friday. City leaders say they may extend the shelter hours even more if the extreme cold weather sticks around. Stay with WKYT for continuing coverage of this Arctic blast. You can find the latest forecast, closings and delays, and a list of shelters open. All of it on WKYT.com.
A high school student is being remembered tonight after a deadly crash last night. Police say that 18-year-old Cody Satterfield was killed when his truck crashed near Williamsburg. Phil Pendleton talked with staff at Whitley County High who are dealing with this loss.
It didn't take long for word to get out Wednesday morning that a member of this close-knit student body would not be coming back to school.
The superintendent and the principal brought in counselors this morning. We met with the whole JROTC class as a group. Many of them already knew about Cody passing away.
Friends say that 18-year-old Cody Satterfield was on his way home just after 10 Tuesday night when his truck ran off the road and crashed. Police say the Toyota Tacoma overturned and hit a tree. He was pronounced dead at the scene by the coroner. The teenager was heavily involved in his high school's junior ROTC program.
His dad said, you know, he loved the program. He loved wearing the uniform.
Some students spent the morning making a banner and cards for Satterfield's family. Master Sergeant Donald Gross says there's a lesson to be learned in the loss.
Well, I told the kids this morning that we never know what tomorrow brings, that we should cherish every moment of our life, every moment we have interaction with someone else's life, because we never know when that time will come.
The teen will be remembered for his lighthearted personality and always making people laugh.
We sort of bonded together and talked, hugged and cried, and remembered some of the great things about him.
Funeral services for Satterfield are being worked out at the Crowley Funeral Home in Whitley County. Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police say Satterfield was not wearing a seatbelt. They do not think alcohol or drug use was a factor in the crash.
A skier killed in an avalanche last week in Colorado has been identified as a Lexington native. According to the Millward Funeral Home in Lexington, 39-year-old Christopher Thomas died while snowshoeing near Denver. Thomas was a major in the U.S. Army Reserves and was living in Colorado Springs. He graduated from Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School in 1993. A man accused of trying to kidnap 2 children in Clark County now faces a misdemeanor charge. Thomas Hamilton was originally charged with solicitation to commit kidnapping, but today a judge amended that charge to unlawful imprisonment, which is a misdemeanor. 2 girls ages 12 and 13 told police that Hamilton drove up to them and asked them if they wanted to get in his truck.
Tonight, the ultimate betrayal, and this is an extreme case. A husband discovers that his own wife is stealing from him and his mother, and the family in this case is out almost $1 million.
My mother loved her as a daughter and trusted her as well.
This man, who doesn't want us to reveal his identity, is talking about his wife.
She was very organized and good at setting up, scheduling things, doctor's appointments, reaching out to elder services, and coordinating support for my mother.
His wife also offered to help his elderly parents keep track of their finances as they got older. The problem, she was actually stealing from them. When her mother-in-law would ask questions about the financial statements,
she would lie to my mother and say, "Don't worry about it. I took care of it. I transferred it to a different IRA that pays a higher interest," or always some type of an excuse or lie. My mom was concerned, but she didn't want to create any problems within our marriage.
At one point, his mother knew something was wrong and showed him some suspicious online transfers.
Discover, Chase Freedom, Capital One for $5,000, $4,000, $6,000.
They were credit cards his mother didn't even know existed. When he questioned his wife about the discrepancies,
she got upset. She left the household the next day and hasn't been back since.
Postal inspectors discovered she had embezzled more than $900,000 from her in-laws.
Naturally, I felt responsible for not only to what she did to my mother, but my siblings and then my nieces and nephews.
But that wasn't all. He soon realized his own life was in shambles.
My mortgage wasn't being paid. My income taxes weren't being filed in 2011 and 2012. I had to get a loan modification in order to keep my house.
When you get married, you have an oath with each other that you trust each other through thick and thin, and so on and so forth. And you don't expect something like this to happen. So you don't keep your guard up and you don't look for it.
Inspectors say he is currently filing for personal bankruptcy in order to rectify everything. But the emotional betrayal is even worse.
Well, it's going to be difficult to see the mother of my children sent to prison. She is facing up to 20 years for wire fraud, for stealing $958,000 from my 80-year-old mother and my dead father.
Well, there is no happy ending to this story. The victim in our story and his wife, the suspect, have since divorced. His ex-wife was sentenced to 18 months in prison for wire fraud.